And welcome back to another video on the Wrestle Debate and to another interesting edition of Smackdown Out of 10. Lots happening on Smackdown at the moment because of course we saw everything going down last week with Brock Lesnar returning, the Demon coming back, all coming after Roman's title. So yeah, there's lots happening. Finn Balor at Extreme Rules, Lesnar at Crown Jewel, so let's get straight into it. SmackDown kicked off with a short recap of last week's match between Rollins and Edge before Roman Reigns came out to the ring, and the Usos started the show before Heyman went on a rant about everyone, including Brock Lesnar, who fears Roman Reigns, according to him. The new WWE Champion walked out to interrupt and ran around at ringside, showing off his belt. Big E entered the ring and stared down Reigns and the Usos before Finn Balor made his entrance, and we headed to a tag team match. Balor and Uso kicked off the match, and Uso took Balor into the corner before Big E was tagged in, and so was Jay, and E caught Jay on the ropes and hit a big crossbody. Big E was isolated, and Jay took cheap shots from ringside before E dodged a big move in the corner and brought Balor in. Jay sent him outside, however, and Jimmy hit a big move before back on SmackDown Jimmy got a near fall on Balor before E hit some big suplexes. Jay got on the ropes and the super kick before Big E managed to get back in control and hit the big ending on Jimmy, while Balor hit the coup de grace on Jay to pick up the win. I'm going to give this 7 out of 10. Yeah, I think it's just closing the chapter on Big E's SmackDown run, and really good feel good start to SmackDown. Before backstage, Heyman kept telling Reigns that he did not know Brock was supposed to show up at SummerSlam. Roman asked if he would show up at Extreme Rules, and Heyman said no. Roman said that it was Heyman's job to know in advance before we moved on. That was Rick Boogs versus Robert Roode on SmackDown. Ziggler ran a distraction early on and let Roode get in advantage. Boogs reversed a glorious DDT and hit a massive Samoan drop, and Boogs tossed Roode around the ring and hit a bulldog for going for the Boogs Cruise to get the win. Commander Aziz and Apollo Crews attacked Nakamura and Boogs after the match. They sent the champ into the announcer's table before Apollo got in the ring to taunt Nakamura, saying he would win the IC title back. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Typical Boogs win, and just building the story up later, it's fine. Kevin Owens was then backstage and said that he would beat Happy Corbin tonight in a match 2 weeks running. Owens was making his entrance when Corbin attacked him and hit the LED strings. He hit a chokeslam and wiped him out, and there was no match. That was the end of the segment. Saved us from seeing that again. Paul Heyman was backstage on SmackDown and still insisted that he isn't in cahoots with Lesnar. Big E came in to make fun of him, and Roman, before the Usos wiped him out, before Seth Rollins was in the ring and said that he felt a crunch when he stepped on Edge last week. Rollins ran footage back, and we got "You look stupid" chants from the crowd before Seth asked the audience when they thought that was going to happen. He flipped out about everyone backstage and even WWE management, saying that he went far too far in that match. He designed the accusations and said that Edge, who was too far, blaming the fans for encouraging the rated R superstar. Rollins said that he wasn't done with the Hall of Famer and asked him if he can get back in the ring if he's physically capable. Rollins said he felt sorry for Edge, so Rollins had to beat Edge one more time as he headed backstage. Yeah, another great promo from Seth Rollins. Love it. Becky Lynch was backstage and hinted at interrupting Bianca Belair's homecoming later tonight. Who saw that coming? Before we got Vega and Carmella versus Storm and Morgan. Carmella and Storm kicked off the match, and Morgan sent Mella off early on with a strike. Morgan tagged in and hit an inverted surfboard in the corner, which sent Mella to the turnbuckle. She started screaming, holding her nose, and ran to the back. Morgan got on the mic and said she wasn't sorry for breaking Mella's nose and challenged her to a match at Extreme Rules. And then that was it. I mean, like, what the fuck was that? It's supposed to be Toni Storm's debut, and she was just totally overshadowed by that. Yeah, I really wasn't a fan of this at all. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10. Next up, Carmella was found backstage and her nose was fine, and she accepted Morgan's challenger, but Vega would face Morgan first, and another loss for Vega. Before Finn Balor cut backstage promo about the Demon being a manifestation of everyone who doubted or denied him. He said that at Extreme Rules we would see the Demon come out before he transformed to his alter ego. Naomi was then backstage before getting and threatened Sonya Deville backstage about not getting a match, and rightly so, to be honest. And Dominic Mysterio was next in the ring against Sami Zayn. Sami ran out the ring as Ray approached him early on before Sami went up to the ropes, but Dom kicked him outside before hitting a big dive up top. Dom countered the big move and hit a tornado DDT. Sami went for a pin on the counter and picked up the win by trash-talking Ray, saying his son wasn't ready yet. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. It's the right result. This Mysterio tension, it just kind of doesn't feel like it's leading anywhere, though. That's the one concern I have. Was out next as the mayor of Knoxville for SmackDown. He invited Bianca Belair to join him in the ring before she walked out, and she was glad to be back home. Bianca said at Extreme Rules she would take back the women's title, and Kane promised her a big celebration back in Knoxville. Becky Lynch then walked out and mocked Bianca before saying that there was to show respect to Bianca and hold out her hand. Bianca shook it but not let go. Becky went for a strike, but Bianca reversed it with a KOD. Becky turned the tables on Belair and hit the manhandle slam before walking out. Yeah, you do love the quote-unquote heel getting the advantage. But yeah, it was weird for a homecoming, but it kind of worked. Overall this week, SmackDown gets a 6.5 out of 10 from me. Yeah, there were a few dips in the road on this week's SmackDown, but on the whole, I thought it was overall a pretty positive show. Some of the promos were great, some of the matches were great, but yeah, obviously there were a few downhill bits. But on the whole, I thought it was a very, very solid addition to SmackDown. And yeah, with so much coming up, I'm definitely looking forward to it. But anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, comments down below. Follow me on Twitter. Link in the description below for daily wrestling news. And subscribe to my channel on the screen right now. That'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks very much for watching. Peace.